My name is Cassy Summers. Welcome to the Curious Universe podcast. Have yourself a merry little miracle this holiday season. Wouldn't that be awesome? So I've been kind of like doing a little investigation piece with the holidays and Christmas this year. I've been approaching it completely different. And part of it is because of this creation I have coming up. You're invited to it. It's free. It's 3 days of creating and actualizing a really, truly magical holiday. But that's not what I'm talking about today. What I'm talking about today is through this investigation, I've been like really drawn to watching some kind of Christmas magic movies, getting a sense of what is this for other people? Because with the clearing of all the points of view and all of the reference points I have, I've kind of even forgotten what it is like for people. So here I am investigating. And I've noticed something that seems to be really prevalent in these kind of Christmas movies is Christmas miracles. So where, something like happens and it's like, oh my God, it's a Christmas miracle. Oh my God, Santa showed up. Oh my God, Santa exists. Oh my God, we thought we were going to lose the house. And on Christmas, this miracle showed up, right? And so and then how many of us have an expectation that to have a magical Christmas, a miracle should show up, which is essentially the killer of all miracles is expectation and significance. Hello. So let's clear that actually. So if you're new to the show, you're going to hear the Access Conscious Clearing Statement. I use it all the time. And if you want more information, please go to www.theclearingstatement.com for more information. Today, I'm just going to use it. It's a magic one. It just magically clears that energy. You don't have to understand it for it to work. So all the expectations and rejections that you have about Christmas miracles, would you be willing to destroy and uncreate them? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and PUD, all nine shorts, voice, poets, beyond. So the reason we want to destroy and create those is that expectations, think about it. If you expect something, one, you're creating a filter for your life. So if you have an expectation of this, and you have a judgment of, and with expectation, you have to have a judgment. They kind of hang out together. Then anything that would come through that didn't meet that expectation would be judged and rejected, right? But what could come through might be actually greater than what you expect. Yet we kill it before it can even get through the front door. Expectations are a killer, essentially. They're a killer of possibility and magic. You can't expect magic to show up. You can't expect miracles to show up. And if you have and found that you were destroying your miracles, now you might just have some awareness of why that was going on. A lot of us have had disappointment. Ooh, and how many of you have had disappointment around the holidays? Because disappointment and expectation often play on the same, like actually against each other, but also on the same team. So if you have an expectation of the holidays, everyone's going to get along this holiday. This is what's going to happen. Okay. So this expectation, everyone's going to get along. And then therein comes the disappointment. So either they're going to meet my expectation, all these family members of getting along, or they're going to fail my expectations. They're not all going to get along. And is that even touching on the possibility that's available by having this expectation of the holidays? No, it's not. I'm not even looking at possibility. I'm not even asking questions of the universe. I'm just handing out expectations all over the place and expecting people to rise to my expectation. Otherwise, I'm going to be disappointed and my Christmas is going to be ruined. Where's the space for the miracles? Nowhere in this universe is there a space for the miracles. So what does create the miracles? What creates those miracles of Christmas? And if we had no expectation and projection of what a miracle is, then anything is possible. I want to tell you a little story. My youngest kiddo, he was I want to say 6 or 7. Okay. We were coming back from a drive-in movie theater. It's about an hour drive. And we decided to stop midway. And we had like this mattress in the back. We pulled it out and we were lying on it, kind of in an open field. And you could really see the stars out here because it was more farmland. And there wasn't a lot of lights kind of diluting the sky. And he looks up and he's like, oh, it's a miracle. And I was like, oh, just perceiving like his awareness and his acknowledgement of the miracle of the stars and the planets and the possibilities he was perceiving. And the person we were there with were like, well, not really, it's stars. And I was like, wow, you just killed the magic. Because what was he perceiving? Beyond imagination. What miracle was he actually aware of? And for him, the miracle might be that you can look up at night and you can see like billions of lights and wonder about them. So what is a miracle for you? What is a miracle? And if you had no expectation of a miracle, but you were willing to invite miracles to your life, what would that be like? Yeah. Something for me with miracles is very unexpected. It's that element of unexpected. Be like, whoa, that's like a miracle, It's like, huge sums of money just showing up in someone's bank account, or I've worked with clients that have had like severe long-term body issues, body pain, and in one session to have that pain completely release, to never return. To me, that's a miracle. I can't expect that into existence though. I can't expect every client that comes to me to have that same result because it will never be the same. Every person's individual, every session is individual, every experience is going to be so different. And so I have no expectation of miracles, but I'm always inviting miracles to my sessions. And when they show up, oh my gosh, I acknowledge them. I bask in those miracles. I receive them, and I'm so grateful for those miracles. And that invites more miracles to your life and living. So where have you had miracles that you haven't acknowledged? Woo! And would you actually be willing to acknowledge those miracles now so that you can have more miracles in your life? Because that's what acknowledgement does. Acknowledgement actually is like the water that allows things to grow. So when you acknowledge those phenomenal miracles, you're inviting more miracles to come to your life and living. So what are miracles that you've never acknowledged are miracles? That if you were to acknowledge that they were miracles, would create a more miraculous life and living than you ever imagined possible. Anything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy it and create it, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pot, all nature, boys, povads, and beyonds. A miracle could just be your favorite food or item is on sale, and like you only had exactly that amount of money. That's a miracle. That's like, oh my God, that's a miracle, right? A miracle could be, oh my God, I love when, especially in Canada here, it gets like snowy and then it kind of get really quiet because not a lot of people are driving on the roads. And then you'll just be driving and we have like, especially where I live, because there's a lot of forest around us, you'll have like this big, beautiful deer, just like nibbling on a little bush with this like landscape of something that looks like it belongs in a movie. Like it's so spectacular and beautiful. And my engagement with that animal in that moment and that experience is something of miraculous for me. For someone else, it wouldn't be. They'd be like, oh, cool, deer. And then they'd just go by. They're not wrong. I'm not right. And vice versa. But for me, that is miraculous. That experience for me is an experience of something miraculous showing up. So what is actually miraculous for you? For my little kiddo, it's the stars and the planets, and the sky is miraculous to him. And, he was judged for that and made wrong. What have you been made wrong for that you saw as miraculous, that you could destroy and create all that judgment so you can have more miraculousness in your life this holiday season and otherwise? Anything that's not that, we destroyed and created, please. Right, wrong, get back, pop, all nature's voice, pomads, and beyonds. So what is miraculous? Sometimes it's just a good hair day. It could be so simple. It could be so little, and it could be so grand. It could be so impactful on the world. It can, and you can have miracles show up in any scenario. It could be like, so in these Christmas movies, it's usually like, oh no, something's going bad, miracle, right? But for you, what if miracles don't have to show up in tumultuous times or in the darkness or the drama and trauma? What if your life could be so wonderful and then a miracle shows up as well? Ooh, okay, we just hit on a big energy. I don't know if you sense that, but it was like this total lie of what it takes to create a miracle is we have to have something really low to have the miracle of really high. So these clients that have had like intense, like long-term body pain, and then their body pain disappears, that's a miracle. But if someone else hurt their foot, and then we had a session and their foot didn't hurt anymore, some people wouldn't consider that a miracle. They're like, yeah, it's cool. So what have we decided? Like, what have we decided the elements required to have a miracle are that are not true? So do you create the trauma or the difficulty just so you could have the miracle, rather than living a miraculous life where miracles are showing up every day in all sorts of ways, even in the good times, even in the wonderful times? And what if, even if everything's so incredibly great for you, you were still deserving of a miracle? What if miracles aren't reserved for the poor and the hungry and the destitute and the needy and the in pain and suffering? Everything that is times a gazillion, we destroy and creative, please, right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pot, all nine, choice, voice, moments, beyonds. What if miracles don't have a point of view? What if miracles will show up for anyone willing to receive them, anyone that asks for them and is willing to receive them? Because what if you can ask for a miracle? Hey, universe, will you show me something miraculous today? Hey, universe, could I have a miracle here today? Like, that's a great one when you're having like, it's just not good. It's like, universe, could I have a miracle here today? But what if you asked it also when you're like, oh my God, I love my life. Today's so wonderful. Universe, could I have a miracle here today? And then be willing to receive it. It's not greedy. The more miracles you receive, don't you see that you bring it into the world? You ask for a miracle, you receive a miracle, the world, the planet, the earth, this reality becomes more miraculous. Because the more miracles you receive in your universe, your reality, institute or converges it within that reality, and miracles become abundant. So yeah, wow. So So the greediness of miracles is a total lie. And the deserving or not deserving of the miracle is a total lie, because deserving and not deserving is all based on judgment. Miracles don't judge. How can a miracle judge? No. So if you would like some miracles this holiday, what if you could just ask for them? Without a point of view or an expectation of how it's going to show up or when it's going to show up or why it would show up? What if there's just miracles looking for you? What if there's miracles just begging someone to ask for them to show up, and they're like, oh my God, she'll receive me. He'll receive me. They will receive me. That's all you got to do. Ask for those miracles. Be open to receiving those miracles. Be the energy of miracles. And then you might have a more miraculous time than you ever imagined possible. Thank you for exploring miracles with me. Notice if you're doing any holiday research and watching some holiday movies, notice when you see that energy of the Christmas miracle show up, and know what you know, what is true about it. And then also acknowledge the lies that are there, not making anything wrong, but just so it doesn't stick you. So you can have a most miraculous holiday this year. Thank you so much. I will see you next time in the Curious Universe, and we'll put a link to that event I was inviting you to. 3 keys to creating a magical holiday. I hope to see you live. Join me and we'll have so much fun together. Bye for now. Thank you for exploring the Curious Universe with me. Your curiosity matters. And what if together we could create a greater, more curious world?